It is Monday, September the 13th, 2021, 9 o'clock in the morning, and Kirk County Commissioners Court is now in session. If you would, please rise for the pledge and the prayer will be led by Mr. Harris.
Lord, thank you for all that you provide each and every day to us. Today, let us make decisions based upon what we know, but let us act based upon your wisdom. Please guide us, Lord. We place this meeting in your hands. We place our hearts and our minds in your hands so that you may direct us. Amen.
Amen.
I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Please be seated. I'll remind everyone to take your phones and put them on vibrate or turn them off. Don't want any interruptions in the court proceeding. We'll start, as we do every time, with citizen input. We want our citizens to be actively involved in their local government. We invite them to come address us about anything that they would like to bring to our attention. And in doing that, you're invited to talk about something that's not on the agenda. If it is on the agenda, we ask that you save your comments for when that agenda item is called. So at this point, we ask you to limit your remarks to 3 minutes. Identify yourself by your name, your address, so that we know what precinct that you live in, and we'll know who your commissioner is. And with that, I'm going to invite, is there anyone that would like to address the court on something not on the agenda? Okay, very well. Then we'll move on to commissioners' comments. We'll start with precinct 1.
I got nothing to say.
Report that.
Everything's going very nice.
Good.
Precinct 2 is good.
Good. 3.
All good.
4.
I'm not gonna rock the boat.
Wow, that is the first time this has ever happened that I've sat on this bench. So, very good. Let's move on to the agenda. And I'm going to reverse the agenda items today to accommodate the presentation of the award. We're going to defer 1.1 until after 1.2. So we'll go to 1.2, which is to present the Military Order of the World War's Exceptional Law and Order Service Award to Sheriff Norman Wells.
Thank you, Judge. Good morning. I'm Norm Wells, Commander of the Military Order of the World Wars, Hill Country Chapter. We're a veteran service organization founded by General Pershing over 100 years ago to promote good citizenship, patriotic education, and military and public service. Our motto is, it is nobler to serve than to be served. Our chapter submitted Sheriff Letha for the Exceptional Law and Order Service Award for an individual to our national headquarters last spring. In a competition with other law officers in the United States, Sheriff Letha won first place. I was honored to accept that award at our national convention last month. Sheriff Letha spoke at our chapter meeting in March and described what he and his staff had done during the winter storm in February. I was really impressed with everything that he said and what he and his staff did. And when it was time to put in for awards, I said, this is something that really needs to be recognized, and obviously with the award that happened. As you remember, we had over a week of record-breaking extremely cold temperatures, severe ice, snow, and sleet accumulation, and related disruption of public utilities, transportation, and communication. Power lines were down on the roads, which required the deputies to do traffic control. They had to deal with icy roads and the many accidents. I-10 had to be closed. The sheriff had to bring in off-duty deputies to handle many problems. At that point, Sheriff Letha and his chief deputy decided to camp out at the office. They brought in cots and sleeping gear and ended up remaining there for the rest of the week. On the first night, a water pipe in the sheriff's office burst and began flooding the building, another challenge that he had to deal with. As the weather continued to get worse, many deputies and staff members slept in the hallways at the office because they are unable to return home to their families. Many jail staff and dispatchers found themselves in the same situation. Communicating information to the public was a major problem because of the down power and phone lines. The sheriff initiated a program to use Facebook to advise the public on storm information, road closures, shelter locations, etc. Their posts reached over 220,000 people and were shared 3,400 times. In addition to protecting county residents, Sheriff Letha was also responsible for the safety and security of the county jail inmates. Because of the prolonged road closures and widespread disaster covering much of the state, food distributors were unable to make their scheduled deliveries. The sheriff arranged with a local grocery store to provide food for the inmates. The sheriff also had to arrange for diesel fuel to keep their generators running. With many county residents out of food and having no water, shelters were established to care for them. Sheriff Letha and his deputies brought food and water to the shelters. Many of the responses handled under Sheriff Letha's direction were welfare checks. Because of the widespread and many days-long power outages and failed communication systems, with icy conditions and downed trees and utility poles making roads virtually impassable, many rural residents were out of touch with relatives, neighbors, or emergency aid. When a concerned party called the sheriff's office to request a welfare check, deputies were dispatched to the residence since that was the only way to accomplish the check. Frequently, the deputies' official vehicles were unable to travel on the icy roads. Then some deputies used their personal four-wheel drive vehicles to reach the residences. In one instance, the people were safe but out of firewood. The deputy delivered firewood to the family so they could maintain some heat in their home. There were many other similar instances of deputies rendering humanitarian aid to Kerr County residents. During the weather emergency, the sheriff's office answered 3,782 calls and dispatched 538 calls for service. Remarkably, there was no loss of life due to the weather event in Kerr County. Sheriff Letha's exceptional leadership, judgment, experience, innovation, and determination to protect the people of Kerr County enabled his department to overcome a wide variety of formidable challenges. His outstanding service to Kerr County is most commendable and deserves to be recognized. Sheriff Letha, I'd like now to present the award, and we go up and get some pictures.
Stand right here in front of the microphone. Camera's over there. So
We're going to stand over there.
All right.
See up on the corner of it, but over there.
Okay.
Okay.
All right, sir. So this is the award. And this is the citation that goes with the award. Okay. And there is a description of it in there. And it's my honor.
All right.
And
Appreciate
thank
it.
you.
Thank you.
I'm just going to say a few words, please. Don't let me forget that. Anyway, yeah, I want to thank Norm. I want to thank y'all for that award. Obviously, it's that individual, which we all know it was an individual award. I mean, I appreciate it. I'll take it to the Sheriff's Department and proudly display it. But what I do want to thank is all the other people. You know, when Rusty left, he said, Larry, you got a good group of people. Be sure and take care of them. And he was right. I tell you what, I guess we could call that the Kerr County Inn for that week, because, I mean, we had them sleeping all over the place. We even got into Judge Hoyne's jury room, actually. But anyway, it was a good experience, and it wasn't just me, obviously. It was the whole team. I have to thank Kerrville Police Department. They were real good in working with us. Ingram Police Department, and a special thanks to our volunteer fire departments. They really, like you said, we only had one four-wheel drive pickup at that time, but the fire departments were real good out on the west end and east end, getting to the people we couldn't. We answered every call. Really appreciate their help. I hate to start thanking people because I always leave people out. Obviously, Clint was very good at social media. I knew when I campaign, people want to just know what's going on, and that's where we brought Clint in. He did an excellent job. He was actually our weatherman for a few days there when Dr. Doppler was out of commission because there were no radios or phones. But obviously, and Dub did a tremendous job keeping people posted and stuff. So it was a full team effort. It wasn't just me. I just kind of drove the, I guess you call it the bus per se. But in addition to that, Commissioner Harris had asked me to put together a committee of different people, and it's not to gripe about what happened, but to figure it out. I'm already here in this February, and I hate that because this is supposed to be that once in every 50-year storm, right? But I put a committee. We've met a couple of times to see what we can do better. One of the things, as he mentioned, he pretty much mentioned everything there, but his one four-wheel drive pickup, the Commissioner's Court and the judge have been very good. We entered into a program with Enterprise. We have additional four-wheel drive pickups coming that will really help us and be able to do our job. I had 3 set of snow chains, and by the end of the storm, I don't think they're meant 24 hours a day. They were all 3 out of commission. But we just received 8 pairs next week. So in our preparation, we're preparing for the storm. But everybody joined together. I have to thank Calvary Church early on, as I see people were trying to get stranded on the interstate. Got with Pastor Way. Within 24 hours, we had a facility up and running. I think he housed up to 75 at one time. That's where I ate supper every night, about 10. We had 3 square meals a day, hot meals. But everybody came together. I'm really proud of this county, and I appreciate this award. Thank you.
And Sheriff, we're proud of you. Okay, back to the agenda. We'll go to item 1.1, which is our update from emergency management to consider, discuss, and take appropriate action regarding the update for facility use and other matters related to COVID-19 Delta variant, including hospitalization numbers and capacity. Jeff Thomas.
Morning, Judge. Morning, Commissioners. Hope y'all had a great weekend. Looking forward to some rain from Nicholas. Hopefully it brings us a lot of rain if we can use it. All right, I'm going to kind of update you on the vaccine and the Delta virus for COVID-19 that we've had over the last 2 weeks since my last time I was here. For vaccine data, the number of vaccines allotted for Kerr County so far is still 20,100. The number of vaccines administered, total of vaccines, has been 43,901. People vaccinated with 1 dose is 24,953. People fully vaccinated, and this is as of this morning, is 21,218. Vaccinations by age, and this is a percentage of folks that DSHS believes a certain population. Age 12 through 15 have been 427. Fully vaccinated, 16 to 49 is 6,164. Ages 50 to 64 is 5,390. 65 to 79, 6,790. 80 plus, 2,442. And they give an age unknown. I don't know how they come up with that, but 5 total. Vaccinations by percentage, 12 and up is 54.14. Fully vaccinated is 46.03 for 12 and up. 65 plus that have received 1 dose is 69%, and 65 plus fully vaccinated is 62.5%. From the Department of State Health Services dashboard, and this is the numbers as of this morning, hadn't been updated for today, but active COVID-19 is 236, recovered is 5,404, and there have been 107 fatalities. Peterson Regional Hospital, I've tried finding out what our hospitalizations were from over the weekend, but they're still, the number I have is from Friday at 36. I should get an update today, probably by noon, by what our hospitalizations are for today. RMOC, which is the Regional Medical Operations Center for inpatient COVID cases, that number is, along with our total hospitalizations, the inpatient capacity for Region 8, or TSAP, which Kerr County is a part of, Trauma Service Area P, is 1,224, 17.4% of the hospital occupancy in the region. So we kind of looked like at a plateau. We were up around 43 hospitalizations for Peterson Regional, and our inpatient COVID cases from RMOC was well over 20%. So those have kind of dropped down over the last week, and we've been kind of in a range between 17 and 19% for the last 7 days.
Now,
Hopefully, yes, sir.
Before you move off of that, I've been asked several times lately about the people in the hospital, whether they're from Kerr County or outside the county. We also asked the hospital administrator who was here last, do they track that? Was that, he said no at the time. Do you have any earthly idea where these people live, whether they're Kerr County residents or coming to the
The
hospital?
ones that I have seen are all Kerr County residents.
How are we tracking that?
When they come into the hospital, they get their name and address. I don't know how else they couldn't track them. But the ones that I've seen from Peterson's testing on a daily basis, they've all been primarily Kerr County. There have been very few that have been outside of Kerr County here recently.
So in a similar vein, do we have precise records of what's going in vaccination-wise or hospitalization in the VA?
No, I have not heard from the VA.
Well, my point is, a lot of vaccinations are taking place by local citizens at the VA, and some are Kerr and some are outside.
You
So
know,
we may have more vaccinations.
actually, all those vaccinations should be reported to DSHS.
Yeah.
They are?
Yes, sir.
That's what I'm asking.
Yeah, all that, vaccinations and testing, all should go through
Okay.
DSHS.
Yeah, there's a central record keeper.
So we should, yes, sir, yeah. Vaccination clinics, on August 23rd, the Department of State Health Services came out. We had I'm sorry, not DSHS, but their contractor came out, and we did a vaccination clinic at the Youth Event Center. 29 people were vaccinated with their first dose at that time. Next Monday, September the 20th, DSHS contractor will return to the Youth Event Center from 9 a.m. till 3 p.m. We will be doing second doses for those that received their first dose last month, and if we have any additionals that want to get their first dose, by all means, they're welcome to come out. On a note not related to COVID, but the fact that we use the Youth Event Center, something that we've done for at least 12 years that I'm aware of, is our annual flu clinic. It's a drive-through event. Just because of COVID, before it was a way to walk in or drive-through, depending on which way you wanted to get your vaccine. And we vaccinated 904 individuals with the flu vaccine on last week, on the 8th.
And let me follow up on that. We've been doing this for over a decade for the flu clinic.
Yes, sir.
And how many shots in arms can you do with that?
That was 904 that day.
That's what you did that day.
Yes, sir. And that was just the drive-through.
Right. So everybody's been asked before about vaccinations and why the vaccinations haven't been here in Kerr County originally, when we had the greatest capacity of any county in the region.
You know, last year our number was, last year I think our flu shot numbers was well over 1,000, 1,116.
So I'm telling Austin so that they know.
Right.
We have that kind of capacity.
And that was drive-through only. I can't imagine what we could have done if we'd had the drive-through and the walk-in.
Deb, this is the first time I can remember that you started out when talking about COVID, and first time I've seen it talked about the COVID-19 Delta variant. Are we just calling everything variant now? Because it's my understanding we don't test for it.
We don't test for it. It can be tested for, but the hospital requests that through DSHS under certain conditions. But for the most part, COVID-19, the Alpha's still out there, the Delta's there. There's also Lambda running around, and now the MU variant. So, yeah, I guess I just called it Delta because that's all I've heard here lately.
But that's all we're all here. But nobody tests for it. Are very rare.
Well, we don't test for it here locally. We send those, the hospital can send those off to DSHS.
Okay.
It's called sequencing. Any questions, y'all?
No? Anything else? Doing a great job. Keep it
Thank you,
up,
sir. I appreciate it.
Okay, item 1.3 on the agenda, and we do have a 9:30 presentation, I know, we'll get to that here in just a second. Let's do 1.3, which is consider, discuss, and take appropriate action to approve deferred 9/11 budget. Mark Del Toro.
Good morning, Judge. Good morning, Commissioners.
I am here in accordance with Texas Health and Safety Code, Chapter 772, Subchapter D, to ask your approval of our fiscal year 2022 budget. This budget was approved by my Board of Managers on August 12th. It is a balanced budget. It is a slight decrease in, projected decrease in revenue over fiscal year 2021, and I have adjusted the budget accordingly to fit within the means. And I'll be happy to answer any questions over the budget.
I noticed it right off that we went down a little bit.
Yes, sir. Our water line service fees continue to slide downwards because folks are just getting rid of their hardwired phones. It's becoming a relic. Wireless fees have plateaued, and VoIP are still on the uptick. They're keeping us alive.
I move to accept it.
Second.
Motion been made by Commissioner Baloo, seconded by Commissioner Harris to approve the current 9/11 budget. Any discussion?
Question, Mark.
Yes, sir.
The wireless, or the phone, is your revenue decreasing? Is there any plans on the website or anyone to add a fee somewhere? Because
There actually is. As being one of the 27 emergency communication districts in Texas, we have a 911 alliance. We introduced legislation this year to increase the wireless fee from 50 cents to 75 cents. It made it through the House. Once it hit Senate committee, it backdoored to the governor's office, and the governor said, no, there will be no fee increase while I'm running for re-election. So that got shot down, pretty much. They did throw us a bone saying that they would give us leftover federal COVID money that they haven't even applied for. So we have one of those wonderful unfunded mandates that says we have to have next generation 911 implemented by September 2025, but we have no financial means to do it. So hopefully next legislative session we'll get this back in.
So, no surprises from Austin, they keep giving us mandates and no funds to do it.
Absolutely.
If the funds come, will it go through it'll go to all 27 different districts?
It'll affect every 911 entity in the state. Emergency communication districts, municipal communication districts, and then folks like down in San Antonio, ACOG, the Council of
It wouldn't be
Governments.
distributed equally.
No, it's we receive our wireless revenue based on population. So in a sense, we kind of get a little bit more than we should because of population. You can't expect everybody to have a cell phone, but it all works out in the end.
Very good. Those in favor, raise your hand. Unanimous. 5-0.
Thank you, gentlemen.
Thank you, Mark.
Squeeze in another one. Let's go to item 1.4. Consider, discuss, and take appropriate action to authorize the airport manager, Mary Warner, as an authorized agent for the airport sponsor, Kerr County, to sign temporary closure for the non-aeronautical special event request for the Airport Race Wars 2 event scheduled for October 23-21. Yes, ma'am.
Good morning.
Like a diesel driver?
I am ready for it, man. This time, at least I know what I'm doing this time. Hey, good morning, everyone. My name is Mary Rohr. I'm the airport manager at Kerr County Airport. We are in the process of making all of our applications for our second race war coming up in October. Maybe about a month ago, I got thrown a curve from TxDOT. They gave me a new form to fill out. So we talked about different things that we have to fill out. So this is a new form. It's this temporary closure for non-aeronautical use events from TxDOT. Basically, over the past 18 months, many communities used all airports, lots of different airports for different outside events. Big wide open spaces. They were using them for 5K runs and for graduation ceremonies and for just everybody to get out there and get outside and be in a large open space. And then we've also had other car races. So TxDOT felt they needed to figure out a way to make sure that everybody in the community knew that the airport was getting closed for a reason. In their mind, especially TxDOT Aviation, that the runway should be used for aircraft. So they wanted to make sure if there were folks that were affected by it that we would get out in there. So they've asked us to go to our sponsors, which is the county and the city, to make sure y'all are aware of what we're doing at the airport. And I have a big application that I've put together to sign, and if y'all, it was approved at our last board meeting, so let me know. And Ross Donegan is here to answer any questions that he may have or you may have regarding things like diesel race cars and things. I don't know anything about that, so we're here to answer any questions that you may have.
I just want to know if you're gonna race those 18-wheelers.
Yes, I did talk with them over the weekend, they are coming back out.
Well, I'm all in then.
And for those of you that don't remember, when we did this last year, Ross originally came to me and wanted we had to have county court approval at that point, and wanted approval, and I was concerned that we didn't have enough safety measures in place, social distancing and all the COVID protocol. And he asked to come talk to me. We sit down around that round table in my office, and he said, "What do we need?" And I sat there and said, "Well, we'd like to see this, we'd like to see that, and we went through a list of about a half dozen things, and he agreed to all of them. And so I'm just telling you, they have been this has been a very mutually beneficial relationship.
We agree at the airport as well.
And it's definitely benefited the county and city both, with just the amount of.
If you're going to speak, I need
Oh,
to, people at home can't hear you. And we've developed a following, people really do watch.
Oh, well, that's good. So, no, it's been both beneficial for the county and the city both. We get great exposure across the state, even a little bit outside the state as well, people coming in. We put up pretty decent amount of money to get these people to draw in. But I know at the city council meeting, after the event in March, they said it was very close to, as far as revenue brought in, was very close to a Black Friday event for the county and city. So we were stunned with those numbers, but it's definitely a good thing, and we expect a better turnout because the rain kept us down a little bit back in March. So we're hoping for a better turnout this time, and hopefully even better revenue numbers.
Well, we like those good surprises.
Absolutely.
And for those at home that don't know, this Ross Donegan sponsors the event.
Yes. I'm the one that puts it on and takes care of all the major headaches with it. So.
Appreciate it. I'll move for approval of the agenda.
Second.
A motion been made by Commissioner Letts, seconded by Commissioner Gibson, to approve the event as presented. Any discussion? Those in favor, raise your hand. Unanimous, 5-0.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Thank you, Ross. Thank you, Mary.
Thank y'all.
Okay, we've got a 9:30 event that I'm going to go ahead and call at this time. We have people in from out of town. And that is item 1.9, which is the presentation regarding Workforce Alamo Solutions Programs. Dan Wallace. If you would, Dan, introduce your person accompanying you here. I want to make sure everybody knows we're fully staffed today.
Well, good morning. This is our director, Gabriella Horbach. She accompanied me here today because she believes strongly in the program we're about to present to you. Additionally, we were supposed to have our CEO, Mr. Adrian Lopez, present today. However, he had a COVID contact case, and so thought it prudent that he exercise the necessary precautions. But we do appreciate you being here, so thank you.
And Mr. Lopez is very energetic and enthusiastic about his role here. So.
He strongly believes in everything that we're doing. Thank you. A while back, I was getting gas at a convenience store, and a young man came up and asked me if I knew where the unemployment office was. And I thought, how strange was that for him to single me out to come ask that question. But then I realized he just saw my name tag and thought he'd asked me that. Then I realized he looked at my name tag, which says Workforce Solutions Alamo, and he thought of the unemployment office. Well, we don't have an unemployment office. There's not one here in Kerrville. There's not one in Kerr County. There's not one in the Alamo region. Now, we do have employment centers, which do the exact opposite of unemployed. They're there to assist people in getting employment. We have programs for adults that need training or retraining or upskilling to find better opportunities. We have programs for veterans. We either want to take advantage of the training they've received through the military, or if they want to be retrained, we can assist them with that. We have programs for those that have special needs, our disabled folks. We served hundreds of them this past summer in getting them opportunities to work. And we have a program that I'm here to talk about today that puts food on the table of the Wallace household, and that's our youth program. This is for youth 16 to 24 years of age with a barrier. Now that barrier could be anything from a criminal background, teenage pregnancy, or simply on the lower end of the socioeconomic realm. The program allows us to pay their salary, hold the liability for them while they work for you. We'll do that for about 3 months to let you kick the tires, if you will, check them out, see what you think about them, while we pay that salary. They get valuable resume material and experience. We would provide the salary, you would provide the training and the operational supervision. And we've had quite a bit of success with this program. We had a young lady that was working 2 part-time jobs here in Kerrville trying to make ends meet, was struggling. She lost one of those jobs. She knew she was in dire straits. She approached us and we helped her out. She said she wanted to do something in the customer service computer arena. So we put her in a training program through LeaderQuest, and then a work experience program with one of our partners, the Kerrville Chamber of Commerce. And now she's working over there as a full-time employee for them. The program works. We have hundreds of these success stories throughout the region. So we're here today asking for you to partner with us, the county, to help us, help you, help them, help the community. On behalf of our CEO, Mr. Adrian Lopez.
That was so impactful. Repeat the phrase you just said. Help
Us, help you, help them, help the community.
Thank you.
On behalf of our CEO, Mr. Adrian Lopez, and the staff of the Workforce Solutions Alamo, I'm Dan Wallace, and I thank you for allowing us to make a presentation this morning. Are there any questions I can answer?
Where does funding come for this program?
This is a federally funded grant that we have.
The channels down from Texas Workforce to the board, Mr. Lopez, and then to us at the center.
And y'all work closely with ACOG.
Yes, we do.
That's where I met Mr. Lopez was.
They're a great partner with us as well.
But I really like the phrase, help us, help you, help them.
It's fitting.
Is this ongoing or is it a grant?
This is it's ongoing.
Ongoing. So you gave an example. What kind of things would you think that these folks have learned at the county? Where's the bulk of the people that come to you? What kinds of jobs are they seeking? What kind of training do they need?
That is so widespread. It depends on the youth that we're recruiting, that we're talking with. One that I like to see, and it's because I spend a lot of time in human resources, but every human resources department anywhere always needs help. They always do. And if you talk to the human resource managers, they're saying things like, if somebody could just catch the phones, just do that, just to free me up to get things moving. So we can have administrative positions, clerical positions. We can have, we have medical positions. We have, we put people to work in the parks department. Just a wide slew. One of the things that we're looking at undertaking now with the 911 dispatchers, they've recently mandated that they become TCLOS certified, and we had some success in Pleasanton putting people to work as 911 dispatchers. They came in, they looked at these individuals, they said they have what it takes, and they're now working. Before they were making like $8 an hour at a local fast food place, and now they're making something like $20 an hour in a career opportunity. And that's what we're looking for, is career pathways.
Well, I'm sorry you didn't get to meet Mark Del Toro when he was here, because he's here, Director of 911. But I do want to introduce you to Jennifer Goss, our HR Director.
I'm sure she'll back me up on that phone call thing.
Thank you for coming. We really appreciate you driving up here and making the presentation to us.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, we'll go back to the regular agenda and item 1.5, which is consider, discuss, and take appropriate action to approve the revised bylaws of the Kerr County Historical Commission. Ms. Bond. You lost your escort, I see. She walk in the building.
My name is Michael Louise Bond, but I'm known as Bunny. My home address is 213 Stephanie Drive, Kerrville. I live in Precinct 4, so Don Harris is my commissioner. I'm here today representing the Historical Commission, and I'm currently serving as the first vice chair of the commission. So the request today is for the county judge and the 4 commissioners to ratify the revised bylaws for the Historical Commission. The commission was created in October of 1975, so it's almost 41 years old. The bylaws were last revised in 2009. At that time, a handbook was created that contained both operating policies and bylaws and some forms. It's been years since the handbook was copied and distributed to members of the commission. So a decision was made to revise the bylaws, incorporate the operating policies into the bylaws to create one document that hopefully will be easier to consult and to follow. Per the suggestion of the Texas Historical Commission, the revised bylaws were submitted to the county attorney and to the county auditor for review before submission to the Commissioners Court for ratification. There were 4 members of the commission involved in revising these bylaws. The chair, Julie Mosty Leonard, she's out of town today. The treasurer, Wilma Council Teague, who's present. The chair of the Portal to Texas History, Mary Elaine Adamak Jones, and she's currently out of town today, and myself. As I mentioned, the commission celebrates 46 years as a part of Kirk County government in October this year. And just as a reminder to all of us, Kirk County was organized on January the 26th, 1856. So we have 165 years of county history to record, commemorate, and preserve. So I respectfully ask that you ratify these bylaws today.
I move for approval. Second.
Motion been made by Commissioner Baloo, seconded by Commissioner Harris to approve the bylaws as presented for the Kirk County Historical Society. Any conversation about that?
Look good.
Okay, those in favor, raise your hand. Unanimous, 5-0.
Thank you very much.
Don't leave the podium. Let's go on to number 1.6. Consider, discuss, and take appropriate action to approve the use of the Kirk County logo on official documents of the Kirk County Historical Commission. Respond.
Yes, and again, I'm asking today, on the advice of the county attorney, that the Commissioners Court give us permission to use the county logo on selected official documents of the Historical Commission.
So this was your idea?
What kind of stuff, Bunny? Is this letters that go to the state or what?
Yes, probably on a letterhead, but more specifically right now, we're going to have the bylaws printed up, so we want a cover sheet, and we would appreciate being able to use the logo there. I have created a draft business card, and we would like to have it on the business card. I've also created a draft of a rack card. The purpose in these last 2 is so that we have something to hand out and distribute to people. Plus, we are members of the Kerrville Chamber of Commerce. And as you all may know, you can have rack cards and business cards there. We certainly have plans, hopefully, to be present at other community events where we can distribute materials, because like a lot of organizations, we're searching for younger members.
I think it's a good idea. It's a part of county government, so I see no reason why we shouldn't allow that. I move for approval.
One more question.
Yes, sir.
These cards, these are just board members that are gonna have, you're talking about advertising rack cards, that's one thing. You're talking about board members having business cards with the county logo on?
I think that it would be confined to the members of the executive board,
That's what I mean.
to elected officers carrying business cards with them.
The motion's been, go ahead, sir.
Was there a second?
Yes.
Can we revise it to include what Bunny just said? To be restricted to the executive board on their business cards.
And the other documents that they were referenced.
She referred to them as official documents of the
Official documents.
organization, so I think that's
So this is restricted to official documents.
Yes.
Very good. Okay, so the motion's been made by Commissioner Follett, seconded by Commissioner Harris, to approve the use of the county logo for the Kerr County Historical Commission. Any other discussion? Those in favor, raise your hand. Unanimous, 5-0.
Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Bond.
Before I leave the podium, I would like to remind everyone to please visit the 2 exhibit cases in the front hall of the courthouse. There are 4 members, committee members, who have worked. This is the 3rd exhibit, and it celebrates the 100th anniversary of the VA hospital in Kerr County, which takes place this month. So be sure you take a look at what was assembled and to be displayed out there for a couple of
We invite
months.
the public, this is on YouTube, so we're inviting the public, please come to the courthouse and see the exhibit.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you, Ms.
Thank you.
Bond. Item 1.7, consider, discuss, and take appropriate action to approve the proclamation declaring October of 2021 as Hill Country Night Sky Month. Yes, sir.
Good morning. My name is Kevin Wessels. I am standing in for Bill Rector today. I am the president of Kerr County Friends of the Night Sky. Kerr County Friends of the Night Sky is a group of neighbors that seek to preserve the dark sky for generations to come. Our goal is to share with others the benefits that can be realized through properly managing outdoor lighting. I am here today to ask for your support and approval for a proclamation from Kerr County that would proclaim October 2021 as Hill Country Night Sky Month. This is an educational and voluntary proclamation that encourages citizens to participate in the region's many events around the Night Sky Month and to learn about light pollution and why it matters, and to understand what dark sky friendly lighting is. And Kerr County has supported dark sky efforts in the past, and we appreciate that. We have a cultural heritage here, a historical heritage here in this night sky, and we want people in the region to know. So that's really, this is an educational proclamation. And for me personally, I was born and raised in Kerr County. I enjoyed the night sky growing up, and I want my kids and their kids to be able to enjoy that same night sky, and so that's what we're working towards. And lastly, I just want to invite you all to a private star party at UBARU, which is a retreat center in Kerr County that has a night sky observatory. And they are International Dark Sky Association approved dark sky facility. And that's where we can view dark sky lighting and an observatory. There are many private observatories throughout the county, as well as Shriner University and their observatory that depend on the dark sky. So we would like to invite the commissioners to that. And that's on October 6th, and Dr. Rector has sent an email about that. So if you're interested, please respond to that, and we'd be happy to see you there. But with that, that is all I have.
Do you have a copy of the proclamation?
Yes, sir.
Oh, he was unable to attach it, so he sent it in an email. I've seen it, but sent an email. Now, just to clarify, this in no way interferes with adequate lighting and Halloween when our kids are out on the street, though.
No, sir.
Okay. We don't want to do that.
If anything, dark sky friendly lighting is safer because it creates less glare, which is actually shown to be more dangerous in circumstances.
Well, I just want to clarify that when those kids get out there on the street, we're going to keep them safe. there'll be adequate lighting for them. Any other discussion? Okay, then those in favor, raise your hand.
There's no motion.
Oh, no, that's right. No motion.
I was reading the proclamation first.
This is the same one we did last year, pretty much.
I move for approval.
I'll second.
We've got a motion from Commissioner Harris and a second from Commissioner Gibson to approve the resolution proclaiming October of 2021 as the Hill Country Night Sky Month. Any other discussion? All in favor, raise your hand. Opposed? 4-1. Thank you.
Thank you.
Commissioner Arloon. Item 1.8, consider, discuss, and take appropriate action regarding the donation of artwork for the courthouse from George Waring. Mr. Waring?
Good morning, Commission. My name is George Waring, AD Arts. I reside on the north side community, so I believe that would be precinct 2. All right, I'm just trying to get some pictures approved, or a picture approved of the old courthouse to be hung. I'll frame it. It's just a sketch. I have to finish it, but I would like it to be hung up here as a donation. Is that possible?
Okay.
We take a look at it.
Yes.
It's not through yet. It's just.
No, I wanted to get approval on it before I just finished
And
it.
if I'm not mistaken, I think this courthouse was built in 1926.
That's the oldest picture I found of the courthouse.
And what we're talking about is a drawing of the original courthouse that burned,
Yes.
which would be of historical value.
Right. Now, I wanted to put Kerrsville because at that time I believe it was Kerrsville.
It was Kerrsville.
All right, so I did a little research on it.
And a lot of people don't remember that the original county seat of Kirk County was Comfort. And in the Civil War, for reasons, the county seat was moved to Kerrsville.
I'm also in the library. I have a 4-piece display over there, and I'm at the art gallery too. I just wanted to make some kind of donation, give back to Kerrsville type.
And we appreciate that.
That's
Really.
awesome.
Yeah. I'll make a motion that we accept the donation.
Second. Okay, the motion's been made by Commissioner Lance, and seconded by Commissioner Blue, to approve the artwork, the drawing of the old original Kerrsville courthouse, Kirk County courthouse. So that's, with that, is there any discussion? Those in favor, raise your hand.
Oh, I just want to say, Wilma, now there's some of your young people that you're looking for.
That's
buddy.
right. I was getting ready to.
I'm about to become a member of the conference soon.
Very good. So those in favor, raise your hands. Unanimous 5-0.
Thank you.
Next item on the agenda is item 1.10. Discussion regarding COVID mandates, vaccinations, and informed consent data, number of sick in hospitals, organizations requiring COVID passports. Alicia Bell.
Good morning. I'd like to thank you
Please
for
identify yourself.
Alicia
Address
Bell.
and precinct.
and Precinct 2.
Okay.
I'd like to discuss the mandates that are coming down. I'd like to know what Kirk County has done with the mandates of COVID and
So
what you're planning on
Are you coming
doing.
before the court to ask us information?
Not exactly, but
Okay, what are you asking?
there's a lot of mandates coming down all around.
There are no mandates from this court, and there will be no mandates from this
Okay,
court. I'm telling
thank you.
That one phone call will answer that question. What else do you need to know?
The
from us?
school also, the schools and the masking.
We have no jurisdiction over the schools.
You have no jurisdiction over the schools, okay. I'd like to discuss the numbers that are coming out about COVID from the hospitals, from the medical system here. I think the numbers need to be broken down in different ways. How many people are in a hospital that tested positive through the PCR that are there for other than COVID reasons?
You're asking us that?
Right, the numbers that are coming, that are being presented to the court.
We have no control over those numbers. If you want information about the numbers, you need to go to Peterson because that's who's providing the numbers.
Okay, because what I'm saying is there, and this is not exclusive to North Carolina, but doctors want to be scary to the public and inflate COVID numbers. So
Ma'am, what are
if you
asking
don't
about?
get vaccinated,
We have nothing to do with North Carolina. What are you asking?
I
of this court?
understand, but it's not exclusive. This is happening all over the
Ms.
country.
Bell, this is the second time that you put items on the agenda that we have no jurisdiction over whatsoever. I have been very tolerant and lenient on this. If you have action for this court to take, this is your opportunity to ask us. But you really need to have these issues vetted by your commissioner before you put them on the agenda. Normally, citizens don't just walk in and put items on the agenda. You go through your commissioners to talk to them about it. I understand that there are a lot of things going on out there. There's a lot of hysteria.
There's a lot of fear.
But there is no hysteria in this court, I guarantee you.
There's a lot of fear out there. I'm very concerned about pushing the
appreciate that.
fear of the vaccine, but they're not telling you the full truth. They're not giving you informed consent, and people are gonna get it that really don't want it because they don't have all the information.
There's a lot of confused information. There's one, and that comes from, starts at the CDC, comes all the way down to Kirk County and all the other counties, so.
I will read something from the CDC,
Ma'am,
and this is
this is
how
what-
they determine the
Ma'am,
numbers, whether they're considered
Ma'am, you are
vaccinated.
limited to what is on the agenda. You wrote this agenda item, you asked us to put it on the agenda, we did. And there's nothing we can do about it. So you can read all you want, but that has not, it's not relevant to the actions of this court. We are here to govern the local community. We're not here to listen to what's on the internet or what's on Fox News. We're not here for that.
This is from the CDC.
I don't care. There's nothing we can do about it. The CDC does what the CDC does. I know you're new from California and you don't understand how Texas local government works. But we're the county. We're the lowest level of state government. And we don't have the authority to do anything with the CDC or Washington or Austin. They tell us what to do. We don't like what they tell us to do sometimes, but nonetheless, we're required to abide and follow the law.
So what I'm saying about the CDC, they're the ones that determine what numbers the hospital is reporting, which in turn puts fear in people's minds to take the shots.
And there's nothing we can do about that. Why are you here to talk to us?
Thank you.
That's what I'm trying to understand. Then let's go to item 1.11. A discussion regarding power line upgrade for Center Point and around Kirk County. Ms. Bell.
I live in Center Point and was driving through and I see a big sign that says Center Point Power Line Upgrade. So I would like to understand what that upgrade is.
Okay. First of all, that is the LCRA line. And the LCRA is a subdivision of the Texas government. We have no authority over the LCRA. They put in power lines. One call, we could have told you that's what it was. We have no authority over them putting in those lines. There's nothing the county can do. I didn't understand, when I saw the agenda item, I think what you want to know is what's going on with their LCRA line? Call the LCRA.
I do not know what that is. What I'd like to know, is it 5G that they're installing
No,
on the
ma'am,
power
it's
lines?
electricity. This is not a communication line, it's an electrical line. And it's done through the Lower Colorado River Authority. And they are one of the biggest power vendors in the country. And they're headquartered out of Austin. And all you have to do is pick up the phone and call them, and they can explain it all to you. We have no authority over the LCRA.
So it has nothing, they are able to install 5G on the power lines.
We don't.
This
know
isn't-
what to do.
Do you have any idea exactly what
Well, Ms.
they're
Bell, let me
doing?
tell you what I did do. It was obvious to me that you didn't know what was going on. And you were putting agenda
Right.
items that requires the time of the public and discord and the people gathered here to address answering your questions. So I checked with Hill Country Telephone to find out, do we have 5G in Kirk County? No, we do not. There are people that are sniffing around maybe wanting to put 5G in Kirk County, but we don't have any authority, this court has no authority to do anything about it. They have 5G in Fredericksburg, you do not have it in Centerpoint, and you do not have it in Kirkland.
T-Mobile shows, in T-Mobile's map, they show there is 5G.
Well, then you need to take that up with T-Mobile. We have no authority over that. That's handled at the state level. I know you haven't learned Texas government, but a simple phone call to request information is the proper way to go instead of putting these items on our agenda and taking up the public's time to answer your questions. I'm sorry.
I have a study, and it says evidence for connection between COVID-19 and exposure to radio frequency radiation from wireless telecommunications, including microwaves and millimeter waves.
Ma'am.
This amplifies.
I appreciate you have a study, and maybe it's from a bona fide expert, maybe it's fake news. I don't know. Let me tell you.
It's a published peer review.
There's nothing
story.
we can do about it. That's what I'm telling you. The county has no jurisdiction or authority over any of that. A simple phone call, you could have found that out. If I were you, I'd follow up with T-Mobile.
Thank you.
I'm sorry. Next item on the agenda is 1.12. Consider, discuss, and take appropriate action regarding the contractor for public services. And Shane's not here, so why don't we take our morning recess, we'll take a 5-minute break and come back at 5 minutes after 10 o'clock. Okay, before we come back to order, we do have some timed items that we are required to address at this time, which are the 9:45 items. And this is, we'll start with item 1.17, which is a public meeting or hearing on the proposed Kirk County lateral roads 2021 tax rate. I convene the public meeting, it's come to order. Is there anyone who would like to address the court about the Kirk County lateral roads 2021 tax rate? There being no one, that meeting is adjourned. We move on to item 1.18. Consider, discuss, and take appropriate action to take a record vote to adopt the 2021 Kirk County tax rate. This will be the combined tax rate for Kirk County lateral road, county and lateral roads. Mr. Reeves.
Good morning. On August 23rd of this year, the court unanimously proposed a tax rate for the 2021 tax year of 45.42 cents per $100 valuation. This rate represents the no new revenue tax rate for Kirk County's general fund and the lateral roads fund. The rate is broken down as 39.28 cents per $100 valuation for the maintenance and operations, interest and sinking fund 3.33 cents per $100 valuation, and the lateral road fund of 2.84 cents per $100 valuation. I looked at the auditor to make sure I had my numbers right. A notice of the proposed tax rate was published in a local newspaper in accordance with the Texas Property Tax Code. In addition to the notice, proper internet and website postings were made. A copy of how the motion needs to be made to adopt this tax rate has been included in your backup material, and this vote should be a record vote by roll call, Judge.
Okay. All right, I move for the adoption of the total combined tax rate for the tax year 2021 of 0.4542 per $100 valuation. The breakdown of the tax is maintenance and operations 0.3928 per $100 valuation, interest and sinking fund 0.0330 per $100 valuation, and lateral roads at 0.0284 per $100 valuation. This rate does not exceed the 2021 no revenue rate. No new revenue rate.
Okay.
Second.
Motion been made by Commissioner Letts, seconded by Commissioner Blue, to approve the tax rate for Kirk County and lateral roads in the amount of 0.4542 per $100 valuation, as presented. Any discussion about this?
Has to be done.
Okay, so we're going to take a record vote, and I'm going to go in reverse order this time. Precinct 4. Yay. 3.
Aye.
2.
Aye.
1. And I vote aye, 5-0 unanimous. Thank you. We move on to item 1.19, which is a public meeting or hearing on the proposed Lake Ingram Estates Road District tax rate. I convene the meeting. Is there anyone here that would like to address the court? There being no one, and I adjourn the meeting, and we move on to item 1.20, which is to consider, discuss, and take appropriate action to adopt the 2021 Lake Ingram Estates Road District tax rate. This will be a record vote.
Yes, gentlemen. Also on August 23rd, the court unanimously proposed a tax rate for the Lake Ingram Estates Road District being 15.21 cents per $100 valuation for the 2021 tax year. A notice of the public meeting was posted in the local newspaper in accordance with the requirements of the Texas Property Tax Code. In addition, in accordance with the code, appropriate postings were placed on the internet. A copy of how the motion to adopt this tax rate should be read into the record may be found in your backup material. This also shall be a vote by roll call.
I move to adopt the Lake Ingram Estate Road District tax rate of 0.1521 per $100 valuation for the 2021 tax year. The entire tax rate will be dedicated to the interest and sinking fund.
Motion's been made by Commissioner Harris, seconded by Commissioner Letts, to approve the Lake Ingram Estates Road District tax rate. Is there any other discussion? Okay, we'll do a record vote. We'll start with precinct 1 this time.
Yes.
Precinct 2,
Yes.
precinct 3,
Yes.
precinct 4,
Yes.
and I vote yes, unanimous 5-0.
Thank you, gentlemen.
And before you leave, let's just go ahead and do 1.21.
Sorry, Jay.
I'm trying to accommodate people's schedule. We don't want you to have to sit here all day. 1.21 is consider, discuss, and take appropriate action to approve the resolution recognizing September 28, 2021 as the National Voter Registration Day and authorize the county judge to sign the resolution. Mr. Reeves.
Thank you, Judge. National Voter Registration Day is the country's largest single-day voter registration drive and will take place on September 28th, 2021. As many as 1 in 4 eligible Americans are not registered to vote. Each year, millions of Americans are not able to vote due to easily solvable issues such as missing a deadline or failing to update their registration after they've moved. Kerr County currently has 37,767 registered voters as of last Friday.
Could you repeat that number?
37,767 registered voters as of last Friday.
Thank you.
Each month, our elections office offers a volunteer voter registration testing. This testing commences after completion of at-home training regarding the laws of voter registration. These volunteers then take a test in our office. After passing, the volunteers are then able to register voters and conduct drives. It should be stressed that every person that is legally eligible to vote should have the opportunity to register and cast the votes. I've included a resolution in your backup material. I respectfully request the court to approve it and authorize the county judge to sign.
Okay, so motion from Commissioner Letts
Oh, okay, I'll second.
and Commissioner Blue second. Any discussion?
Yeah. Bob, how are we gonna promote this, or what's the plan?
I will get with our
Lisa?
Lisa, our PR department, and get them out here. I believe also Mrs. Bond was very excited to hear about this as well. This is a effort that there are other efforts going on, but I felt it was beneficial for the court to recognize this.
Good. My only comment is, I wish our Constitution permitted us to not listen to people who aren't registered voters, but everybody has the right to say. Everybody has the right to do that.
No taxes.
But if you don't register to vote, folks, seriously, how can you complain about the decisions that are made?
Or vote.
And you gotta vote.
A lot of registered voters don't vote.
And we want to encourage people to register, and we want to encourage them to vote. We want to hear what you think. Okay, any other discussion? Those in favor, raise your hand. Unanimous, 5-0.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Reed. Thank you for all your good work. We have timed items that start at 10 o'clock now. We're running a little late, but maybe not as late as usual, I'm sorry. So we're going to call item 1.22, which is a public hearing for a revision of plat for Business Escondidas de Cypress Springs Estate, lots 128R. So this is a public meeting. I'm convening the public meeting. Is there anyone from the public that would like to address the court?
Judge, I have a letter from the surveyor for this that addresses this.
Please, feel free.
I got a letter from, dated August the 10th. It's a memo from Lee Vocal. He was the surveyor for record on this. And the subject, of course, is revision of plat lot 128R Vista Escondidas de Cypress Springs Estates. The letter says, Charlie, the revision of plat referenced above was on the agenda of Commissioners Court yesterday, August 9th, and the court set a date for a public hearing and final plat approval for September 13th. The owner of the property, John Nelson, has asked me to inform you that he will no longer seek final plat approval. We understand that the public hearing will still take place, but request no final plat approval consideration. Thank you for your help in the matter. Call me if you have any questions, and signed Lee Vocal. So they have officially withdrawn their request for this plat, but they couldn't quite get this in before it was too late. It was already advertised in the paper, and there was an expectation because it had the court authorization to advertise, and we just didn't want to stop that train.
So this process is really just, that's formally accepted his withdrawal. of the court.
Yes, sir.
So, is there anything else to be conducted at this public meeting? If not, the public meeting is adjourned. And we'll move on to the next agenda item, which is item 1.23. Consider, discuss, and take appropriate action for the court to set a public hearing for 10 a.m. on October 25, 2021, for a revision of plat for Kirkville South Ranches Number 2, Lot 41A. Charlie Hastings.
Thank you, Judge. This proposal divides Lot 41A, 13.87 acres, into 2 lots and dedicates right-of-way along Mountain Drive. Lot 41A1 will be 5.1 acres, and Lot 41A2 will be 8.24 acres, the balance of the acreage being dedicated as right-of-way. Both lots will front Mountain Drive. Lot 41B is shown on the plat and is not part of this proposed revision. County engineer requests the court set a public hearing for 10 a.m. on October 25th, 2021 for a revision of plat for Kerrville South Ranches Number 2, Lot 41A, Volume 3, page 62, Precinct 1.
I move for approval.
Motion's been made by Commissioner Baloo, seconded by Commissioner Gibson, to approve the request for a public meeting as presented. Is there any discussion? The only thing I would offer is for those people that have been recently, at least not recently, paying more attention to the subdivision rules, this is the procedure we go through. There's always a public meeting, and it's set out in advance, just like we did a while ago. They had time to withdraw their request, but this is the opportunity for public input. If there's anybody that wants to speak on this topic, they can come to public meeting and address it at that time.
And Judge, I'd add to that the public hearings are for revisions of plat.
Okay.
They're not required for a preliminary plat or a concept plan or a final plat.
Right.
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Any other discussion? Those in favor, raise your hand. 5-0, unanimous. That's the last of our timed items, so we'll go back to the regular agenda, and I've been told that item 1.2 has been requested to be passed. So we will proceed to item 1.13. Consider, discuss, and take appropriate action to approve the Texas fund, which is victim information and notification every day. Second contract renewal with Acris Inc. for the statewide automated victim notification service. Mr. Rhodes.
Yes, good morning. In the last meeting, this court approved a contract between the county and the Office of the Attorney General for this program. This agenda item is to approve a contract between the county and Acris Insights, who helps run this program. This is our second contract renewal with them.
Move for approval.
Second.
Motion by Commissioner Letts, seconded by Commissioner Baloo, to approve the Texas Victim Information and Notification Everyday contract with Acris Inc. Any discussion? Those in favor, raise your hand. Unanimous, 5-0. Item 1.14. Consider, discuss, take appropriate action to surplus 7 vehicles in the Sheriff's Department as part of the Enterprise Fleet Management Program. Ms. Rhodes.
Yes, the sheriff has identified as part of the program with the Enterprise 6 vehicles, which are Tahoes, and 1 Chevy Caprice to be declared as surplus as part of our trade-in.
Move for approval.
Second.
Motion by Commissioner Letts, second by Commissioner Harris, to approve the surplus of 7 vehicles in the Sheriff's Department. Any discussion? Those in favor, raise your hand. Unanimous, 5-0. Thank you, Mr. Rhodes. Item 1.15, consider, discuss, and take appropriate action regarding the statement of grant award from TIDC, which is the Texas Indigent Defense Commission, for the improvement grant, and authorize the county judge to sign same. Telegraph.
Thank you. This agreement states that Kerr County will remain in compliance with the grant guidelines set forth by TIDC, and also says that the county agrees with the grant amount set forth by TIDC.
Move for approval.
Second.
Motion by Commissioner Letts, second by Commissioner Harris, to approve the TIDC grant. Any discussion?
Just a comment that, this is for a 9-month period for this grant. Normally it would be a 12-month period, but it's a 9-month period because we extended the previous year.
Right.
So it's a little bit less than we would on an annual basis.
And again, to remind the public, the reason for the extension was because we didn't get the office open at the beginning of the fiscal year. So we didn't have any funding for the first 3 months. And this extends that initial grant, 1-year grant funding for an additional 3 months, which is important to the county and the other 4 counties in our 5-county region, because that is an 80-20 matching grant. So they're giving us the benefit of the 80-20 match rather than the 1/3, 2/3 grants that we're getting for this fiscal year.
On top of the savings to the 5 counties in the neighborhood of $500,000, it's pretty substantial.
And just as a point of information, we had our oversight committee for the Hill Country Regional PDO last Friday, and it is just, it's shooting out the lights. We're the talk of the nation. We've done an outstanding job with this thing. And it's been, and we've got over 2,000 cases at this point.
2,500 almost.
Yeah. And all 5 counties are working very well together. So
You're making me nervous. When you brag on yourself, it makes me nervous.
Well, not me, not bragging on ourselves. I just sat in and listened to the meeting. I zoomed in. I wasn't even there in person. But to see that it's working that well is encouraging.
And
Yeah, okay.
it makes me nervous still.
We'll
when we
have
start
some
talking
items
about
related to this on our next agenda.
A little hiccups.
Speed bumps. They're good items, maybe.
Maybe.
Okay, all those in favor, raise your hand. Unanimous 5-0. Thank you, Ms. Graff.
Thank you.
And for those at the public, Ms. Graff is in our auditor's office. Thank you. Yes, item 1.16, consider, discuss, and take appropriate action to adopt a resolution designating an administrative services firm for the HMA Hazardous Mitigation Assistance Project. Application and implementation contract negotiation may be required. Ms. Graff.
Okay, so Kerr County is looking to go for the Hazard Mitigation Assistance Grant. We are looking to fund nine generators for each volunteer fire department, and we are also looking to have FEMA fund the covered parking for the SO, for the sheriff's office and the road and bridge, so that vehicles don't get destroyed or anything like that. We went out for bid for an administrative service to help us with this project because it might be relatively big, and we had 1 respondent. So.
I move for approval.
Second.
Motion by Commissioner Harris, second by Commissioner Floyd to approve the request as presented. Any discussion?
And to be clear that the request is that we're approving the grant works.
Yes, it was GrantWorks that.
As the one company that is submitted.
Any discussion? Those in favor, raise your hand. Unanimous 5-0.
Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Grant. Okay, moving down to where we left off, back to item 1.24. Consider, discuss, and take appropriate action to reject the bid for the audio systems for the district courtrooms 1 and 2. Bid was received by the court on August 26, 2021. Mr. Motto.
Yes. We received 1 bid, and we, in consultation with the district courts, they have asked us to reject this bid, and they're going a different route.
I had to read twice, a rejected bid. You don't see that often.
Right.
What does that mean, going a different route? Do you have any idea?
Yes.
I think what they're going to do is they're going to explore repairing their current system instead of proceeding with a newer system.
Good.
Well, I'm going to put a shout out to Jason Davis, who's our juvenile probation officer. We were up there, and he was telling us that there's a sound problem up there, unquestionably a problem. He was there, and he said he remembered, he used to have a band and work with amplifiers and things, and so there's a short. He says it's a short. And so we had him come out and check it out, and sure enough, it's a short. So it's an old system, and we're going to have to replace it, but we're going to get it fixed for the time being without having to spend that kind of money. So this is just cross-pollination between our departments of, let's check this out, let's check that out.
Ed sound engineered at his
Yes.
resume.
There you go.
Jason's resume.
Need a roll of wire.
Okay, any other discussion?
I make a motion we reject the bid for the audit assistant for District Court.
The motion was by Commissioner Letts, second by Commissioner Blue, to reject the bid. Now, in your decades of service to the county, have you ever had the opportunity to make such a motion before?
Sure.
We have rejected bids, but not for this reason.
Okay, all those in favor, raise your hand. Unanimous, 5-0. Thank you. Item 1.25, consider discussing appropriate action on a request from Nancy Parker to pay $100 to citizens for getting vaccinated. I put this on the agenda because I have a member of the public that had requested that we incentivize the public to get the vaccination. And I felt like that it deserved public discussion. So the floor is open for discussion.
$100?
That was it.
How much for boosters?
Well, it was in the context of San Antonio is offering a $100 HEB gift card as an incentive. And other counties are doing different things, but I was asked to put it on the agenda, and I felt like it deserved public discussion, so we're here to discuss it, whether you want to do it or not.
I think if she wants to do it, that's fine, but I don't want it to be part of the county.
No discussion about where the funds came from.
I mean, it's not,
The assumption is the funds come from the county.
Well, then,
Yeah.
no,
no.
no. If she wants to
So-
figure out her own way to do it, that's fine, but not for us.
So the item fails for a lack of a motion, but it was discussed.
Like an emotion?
Oh, I think, trust me, there's plenty of emotion out there right now, plenty of emotion. Item 1.26, consider, discuss, and take appropriate action to approve the interlocal agreement between Kirk County and Tom Green County for jail services and allow the county judge to sign some sheriff.
Yes. Yes, I'm requesting from Commissioners Court to enter into an interlocal cooperation agreement with Tom Green County to house prisoners. The way I'm looking at it, Medina County's got their jail, should be done before too long. Kind of transition, we'll start picking up some inmates from Tom Green. But currently, just to let y'all know, the jail is still shut down. I'm not taking it from anybody. Kind of just going by week as COVID-19, monitoring the COVID numbers. But when they do start going down, we'll open it back up and take them from other counties. This is the same exact agreement we have with Kendall and Medina at this time. It's also been reviewed by the county attorney and approved.
I move for approval.
Second.
Motion by Commissioner Blue, second by Commissioner Letts to approve the interlocal agreement with Tom Green County for jail services. Any discussion? Those in favor, raise your hand. Unanimous, 5-0.
Thank you.
Item 1.27, consider, discuss, and take appropriate action to approve contract with the Divide Volunteer Fire Department. And this is just a routine matter. It's time to renew the contract, so bring it to the court for approval.
I move for approval.
Second.
Motion by Commissioner Harris, second by Commissioner Gibson to approve renewing the contract with the Divide Volunteer Fire Department. Those in favor, raise your hand. 5-0. Item 1.28, consider, discuss, and take appropriate action to hire a part-time employee to help write job description for full-time grant administrative employee who serves as temporary contact person for grant works for the ARPA, which is the American Rescue Plan Act grant. I put this on the agenda because what we have is we've hired grant works. They're looking for a point person to be able to coordinate working with us. We approved in our budget a full-time employee position for a grant administrator. What we had, and we're hoping that grant work will be most of that grant administration. What we're looking for is we've got to get from now to be able to hire a full-time grant coordinator to work with grant works. And the part-time employee that we're talking about is Rosa Lavender. I talked to her. She's talked about helping us with the grant. And what I'd like to do is be able to approach her, authority from the court to approach her and offer her a part-time position because she offered to work part-time to help us on the grants. And she's, as you know, she's worked with us on grants forever. She does a great job. A lot of it that she does remotely. Because I think down at the Rockport Ranch has passed this winter. I'm not sure which one. I don't think it's South Texas. But we need to get a job description. We need to know what it is. What are the skill sets that we need for this grant administrator and to be able to advertise the position in order to fill it. And I will ask her to help us do that and to be the initial contact person with GrantWorks so that we can get this process rolling.
I don't have a problem going that route, but why can't we just ask HR to go out on their listserv and look for other counties that have job descriptions for grant administrator?
What we're really talking about is, we got a conference call with them, and they want us to designate a point person so that they can contact them on a regular basis to start getting these grant applications processed.
Immediately?
Yes, that's what they asked for. And the truth of the matter is, I looked at Tanya and she looked at me and she said she didn't have time to do it and I don't have time to do it. We don't have anybody to do it. We've got a position that we can hire. And so we're looking to have something in the interim until we can get that person on board.
Transitions. Well, Rosa is certainly capable. She's pinch hit for us a lot of time.
I mean, I don't have a point of, I mean, that's fine, but it just seems to me that there's for a job. I think we need to help maybe in the short term administering the job description. I think HR. I don't see why we need to hire.
Well, what exactly is meant by point person? What is that person? What are they going to do? There's not a place to do it. Huh?
Yeah, what are their other duties other than being a contact person?
I mean,
What is it for?
that means when somebody calls from with GrantWorks, they ask for a name. That's really all it means.
Well, they want to start getting the forms, the applications, start the whole process. And we put a grant administrator employee position in the budget to be able to do this, but we don't have it. That's all we're talking about.
I mean, I don't have a problem with that, but I don't know why we don't actually post it and hire somebody. I guess is my question.
We'll be looking for.
If we're looking to hire someone, let's hire them. Because it's going to be confusing to me to have a person start and then all of a sudden in the middle of it, take it over.
This strikes me as what we did with the indigent justice system. We had John Bull, and from there, and he's still there. And really, that's kind of what we're talking about, isn't it? It's developing something brand new. We have your person that is going to help establish that, decide how it's going to run.
We were just trying to be more responsive to the public because the public is inquiring of us about these grants, and we don't have anybody really.
Well, it sounds like we're responding to a request by GrantWorks, is what it sounds like to me. They said, we want a person there, we call. Okay, but, and by the way, I'm still very reluctant to mess with the federal government too much anyway. Personally, I don't really like the idea of having this whole department, but that's another topic.
Who's going to be supervising this person?
Nobody.
Because wouldn't you want the person supervising this person to be the one who chooses?
The grant administrator position is going to be supervised by the court and me, that person, in conjunction with Tanya and the auditor's office.
I just think we need to hire, I agree we need the person, but I think we need to hire the person so we don't have all of a sudden changing in a month. It should take more than a month to hire somebody. Now, if nobody applies, then maybe we go through the direction, but I can't imagine it's not someone that's going to apply and that we could, sure most counties, or many counties our size or larger, have grant people. I
don't remember us being told what the job description even is.
So that's what I'm saying. So HR can come up with the job description based on what other counties have, bring it to us, we can approve it, post it, and then a month should be able to have somebody on board.
Okay? Agenda item fails for lack of a motion. Let's move on. 1.30, consider, discuss, take appropriate action to confirm the appointment of Commissioner Gibson to the Kirk County Joint Airport Board. I need to correct that, to appoint him as the liaison for the board. So, Mark Moser contacted back. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm actually wrong one. Well, let's go back to 129 and we'll do 130. 129 is Consider discuss take appropriate action to update liaison duties to include Commissioner Gibson. And this all began because Commissioner Moser had several liaison positions. And the question is, does Commissioner Gibson automatically assume those same liaison roles or not? And we can probably eliminate 130 because this all began when Mark Moser took the initiative to contact Commissioner Gibson to inquire about whether or not he was going to replace Commissioner Moser as liaison to the airport. So since that requires approval, I put it on the agenda so that we can talk about how we're going to handle filling those liaison roles.
Well, Senator, the item is whether I would say that we would just, unless Beck disagrees, let him take over those liaison role.
Unless done in the past, hasn't it?
Yeah, or if somebody else had an objection to it or wanted to help.
I'm fine with it, because I asked him what to do, basically.
So I put it on the agenda for us to talk about.
Sure.
Including economic development.
I think it seemed like it's one of the.
There's five of them.
I know library board, yeah.
It's all right back on this last sheet.
Substituting Gibson.
And you can see, it still says, the attachment still has Commissioner Moser down there. And so for the next 14 months, is it okay, are we going to approve just to go ahead and allow him to fill in that liaison role?
I think we just change it.
Yeah.
I vote to change it now. All one for Mr. Moser is listed. Mr. Gibson.
And then as far as permanent liaison positions, if we want to address that, we can do that at a later time. This is entered for the next 14 months.
Sounds good.
So is there a motion?
I make a motion for Commissioner Gibson to fill all the liaison positions that Mr. Moser previously had.
A motion is by Commissioner Letts, seconded by Commissioner Harris, for Commissioner Gibson to fill the same liaison roles as Commissioner Moser had. Any other discussion? Those in favor, raise your hand. Unanimous, 5-0. We'll pass on 130 and move down to 131. Consider discuss and take appropriate action to partner with the City of Kerrville for a household hazardous waste event to be held at the Hill Country Youth Event Center.
Yes, David Barrera from the city has contacted us as well as Jake out at the event center, and we've scheduled an event for Saturday, October 23rd to be held at the event center, just like we did last year. I don't have the exact time yet, but Reagan wasn't, it's usually like 9 to 1, 9 to 2, something like that. Something like that, where people will bring their household hazardous waste products and be disposed of there. So I move that we approve this event for October 23rd to be held at the Hill Country Youth Event Center.
Second.
Motion by Commissioner Harris, second by Commissioner Baloo to approve the household hazardous waste event at the Hill Country Youth Event Center for October 23. Any discussion?
That's the same day as the airport race ward. That is, I always advise anybody and everybody who's having a big event to double check with the other guy's calendar that this is going to fall on the same day. So it's obviously on the way. Right. Drop off your old paint stuff.
Yeah.
So I just wanted to point that out.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Hearing those in favor, raise your hand. Unanimous, 5-0. Item 1.32, consider, discuss, and take appropriate action to approve and adopt the fee schedule of the sheriff and constables as presented. This is the sheriff, Ms. Dowdy.
Morning, this is standard procedure. There are a couple of changes that the Sheriff's Department will go over.
Commissioners, I asked Deputy Taylor here to speak on you on behalf of this race. She's kind of our SO expert on civil process, I refer to it as, so I'll let her explain the changes.
Deputy Pat Taylor, Cook County Sheriff's Office. We're not asking for an increase in fee. What we're asking for is an addition. Sometimes we do writs of execution, and it may take 1 hour, 2 hours, a whole day, 3 days, and we have no way of charging the plaintiffs who are responsible and own this writ for the fee of however many officers it takes and how long it takes. So many counties have an additional fee of so much per hour per officer after a specific amount of time. So I have rewritten this to say 2 officers are allowed 2 hours, and anything over that we're going to charge $50 per officer per hour. That way we are not being charged, we don't have to absorb the fees for plaintiffs filing suits on somebody else. A lot of these of which are credit card companies from out of state, and yet they're cheap debt collectors. So I'm asking for an additional fee, and the only other fee that we're asking for is a per document fee. A lot of times I have to create documents like a sheriff's deed, I have to create documents, bill of sale, et cetera, and I'm asking for an $85 per document fee, but everything else is the same. And I've contacted everybody, all constables, including the Kerr County Animal Control, with reference to any changes they want to make. And as of this time, everybody says the fees are fine.
So it's open-ended, there's not a cap on it? You just-
There is no
how many hours
cap.
does it take?
We in the past, we have actually had writs where we were writ of execution or a writ of attachment, where we have had condominiums that we had to take, where we have had millions of dollars of equipment that we had to inventory. Now, those writs may end up being pulled, but we still have an enormous amount of hours inventorying, putting it on the internet, getting everything ready for a sale, trying to get we still have to get the most money for the plaintiff. And so $200 is what they pay. And, you know, we're talking about thousands of dollars in fees that we could charge, and we're just breaking even. We're not asking to make any money. We're just trying to break even and at least pay for our own costs and expenses.
Motion by Commissioner Baloo, second by Commissioner Gibson, to approve the fee schedule as requested. Mr. Reeves?
Excuse me. And I apologize, I wasn't aware. Will this include anything that you have to do with our office if it goes over
Yes.
to it?
Yes.
And the only reason I'm asking that is taking money out of one pot and putting it in the other one.
Is there something we need to know about how that should be structured?
I'm just asking so I'll know when we're trying to collect on taxes.
Well, I remember about a year ago or so, I lose track of time. Mr. Reeves and Officer Taylor and I spent the better part of the day going around trying to protect the county's lien position on some assets.
Moody Airport.
Yeah.
And the only reason I'm asking so I can notify our delinquent attorneys, that doesn't sound right. Our delinquent tax attorneys, no offense, counselor, but if there's additional fees that we will be needing to add when we serve something like that, because at that time, there was certainly more than just Deputy Taylor there.
There was an entourage.
There was an entourage, so just so I know when
Just for
we're
information,
faced with that.
the attorneys ask me before they settle on anything, all of our fees. For instance, we get the mailing fees, which are set forth. And so they say, what are your mailing fees? What are all your costs, so that they can add them to your suit, so that when they make a settlement, they're paid back.
And I agree, I just don't want any confusion in the interim.
Well, in all fairness to the public, the public needs to understand that these are meant to be pass-through fees, meant ultimately to be paid by the parties.
Correct.
So when we do this, it is the people that are asking for the relief from the sheriff's office that ultimately pay for this service. And right now, it's the taxpayers that are paying for those parties.
And I just want to make sure we collect what the taxpayers need to have collected.
So is this, just a technical thing, Is this an additional fee in an invoice, or is this a whole new form, whole new invoice, separate billing?
It
How would
is
it be
an
worked?
additional service fee.
Okay. So it's just with whatever we're sending to that particular plan?
Correct. The plaintiffs are made aware before we take one step of all the fees that can be charged.
It's really just a line item added to the invoice that's
Exactly.
already presented.
Exactly. And they can say, no, I don't want any other officers and I don't want more than 2 hours spent. It's, they own the suit and we are basically working for them. It's just that we are working very, very cheap. We're talking a penny on the dollar.
May cut down on some of them.
So, well, it's not a matter of cutting down, it's, you know, they can file a lien on property and get their money on down the line, or, you know.
And I want the public to also understand, these plaintiffs are not trying to cheat the county. We just have a fee schedule and they follow the fee schedule.
Many counties have this fee schedule, it's just that we have not updated it in many, many, many years. Many counties charge more than we do, but I don't see a need for an additional charge, I just see it for additional cost as far as the amount, just charge for what we do.
And all the fees are located online through the comptroller's, state comptroller's website. All counties that have this fee schedule, their fee schedules are available to the public online.
In my opinion, this is long overdue.
It sounds like.
Okay. Yeah, we have a motion in a second, so those in favor, raise your hand. Unanimous, 5-0. Thank you, Officer Henry. Before I call this last item, as I was reading this agenda, my eyes started rolling back when we got to 33 items on the agenda. The last few weeks, we've had the longest one ever, and that was how many items? 45. And that took us about 4 hours to get through that one. And I'm just commenting that we're not even 2 hours into this one, and we're getting ready to go into executive session shortly, which will take some time, I understand. But we've got to handle the record amount of business in a short period of time. So let's call 1.33, which is consider, discuss, and take appropriate action to approve the contract with Pike & Associates Architects for the capital improvement bond consulting services. We've been working with Jolie and Willis, who handled the bond issue for Ingram a couple years ago. And Bobby Templeton serves on our CIP. He recommended her. She works with our bond counsel. They recommended her. She's come so far and to probably half a dozen meetings or so, trying to advise us on how to present the bond issue for the capital improvements when we do. And this is an educational function. This is not an advocacy role that she's playing. She's advising us. And this is a contract that they proposed. They are architects, and what they generally do is use her, and then they get paid their architectural fee when they take the contract to design the capital improvements that are going to be built. This is an unusual situation because we're using Peter Lewis as our architect. We've had him on contract for some time. And so this is an actual consulting role where she's helping us with this bond issue. And she's been very, very helpful, very insightful. And the architect submitted a contract to us, a consulting, that was an AIA contract, standard contract form, which was not applicable at all. And sent it back to him and asked him to revise it. So he sent it back and he just revised the same form that did not really apply to the situation. And she keeps coming to the meetings. We don't have a contract in place. And so I ultimately said, we got to do something about this. So I gave it to the county attorney, who drafted a standard consulting contract. And that's what this contract is. It's her work product that we sent on to them. And one of the main purposes was, they estimated that over the year and a half period of time, it's going to cost about $30,000 to help us. And they had a lump sum contract that I didn't want a lump sum contract, so I had them come back and break it down into increments. So we pay as we go. And that's what we've done here. And that's why the CIP asked me to put it on the agenda and bring it to you so that we can officially establish our legal relationship with Jolie. And as far as the CIP progress, just to report what she's helping us on right now, we had a meeting where each one of the members of the CIP had 3 team captains to help them with their designated project for this bond issue. And we did this, several months ago, 3 or 4 months ago. And the unanimous result of that group, as they got up and made their practice pitches, is that there is not enough awareness for people to understand what it is that we have and why we need these improvements. And so what we've done at the CIP level is we've embarked upon what is a bond project awareness program. So, for example, this month is the West Kerr County Annex. And Bobby Templeton's been meeting with the Rotary clubs and then going around advocating, you need to know what we've got out there and how bad it is and why we need to have our own facility that's been upgraded and modernized.
Are we gonna coordinate this with our own press officer?
Yes, she has.
I haven't seen any of the, no, I don't mean that. I've not seen a press release saying Bobby Templeton will be at Rotary Club.
We can fix that.
Yeah. That
That's
needs
a
to
good
go
point.
out ahead of him doing it. Okay.
Well,
So people will go.
and just so you know, this month is the West Kerr County Annex. Next month is the courthouse and the courthouse security, the need for that 12-person jury room down there and having to move the tax office. And then the month after that, we're talking about our storage needs. And we had originally talked about trying to refurbish that old juvenile detention facility that we're probably going to rent out at this point. And so now we're working on a new storage facility that we're talking about putting over behind the ball fields across on Spur 100 across the road bridge. And that'll be next month. And then we'll take off the month of December. And then I think January we kick off with the indoor arena awareness. And then try to bring it from there.
Well, I've said all along.
Animal control is last.
Animal control is last, but that will be March. February will be the Euro Air campus and what we're going to do with the tax office down there. And then we'll wind up with the animal control. Then we put together, then we start advocating the bond issue itself. We'll have everything priced out at that point. So what we're looking at is by April of next year, we're going to be in active bond collection mode.
Well, prior to all of this, we let the public know, because even if they can't attend and it's a Rotary Club or else or whatever.
Sure.
They know it happened and it reiterates what the issue is. And so that's why we have a public relations person.
That's right.
One of the main reasons to hire the consultant is that there's we have to walk a tightrope between information and advocating.
Right.
And any literature or anything comes out of the county, they look at it and make sure that we're on the, we're providing information, not being in favor of it, and advising us as to what we can say, what we can say. And there's raising money for it if there is an outside political action committee, how it works. It's a lot of it is legal advice to us is to keep us on the right side of the law.
From saying anything.
And she works with our council. But this is probably a good time to mention this by way of the value that she brings to the table. What we learned was that in terms of the information hat versus the persuasion hat, we can't, once we call the bond election, then this court, the 5 of us, put on the information hat only. Prior to that, we can have the persuasion hat and tell people how bad it really is and what we need to do. But once we call the election, then the people that are running the bond campaign are the ones that are advocating instead of us. And what we do is we tell people the black and white facts. As here's the need, here's the proposal. Just the facts of it.
I think those that watched our former sheriff do this for the jail bond, that was a really good example of what
Right, sure. And so that you know, normally this election is probably going to be called sometime next August. So we have between now and then be able to put this all together. Once we call the election, then it will be the citizen leaders that will be advocating, and we will be answering questions and explaining.
Well,
And we learned that when she came to the meeting with the lawyers, and they set up the close, like, one of our questions was, can corporations contribute? They can. We need to know the answer to that question. Another question we had is, can county employees advocate or participate?
That was my question, is elected officials, does our hat change also once a month? Okay,
Just this court.
okay.
That's just the court. All the county employees and elected officials, you have your right to have your opinions about it, good or bad.
right. Well, I said all along, awareness is the way to go, because just like the CIP committee, those people weren't aware of our needs until they looked beyond the curtains and saw storage inadequacies and everything else.
And if you could heard their gasp when they saw how they did.
Exactly. So the average person out here, they think, what the heck, the county needs more of this or that.
And that's what really helps us.
Exactly. And then, you know, pay a lot now or a lot more down the road.
So we kind of feel like we have the best of both worlds. We've got our own architect that's been helping us with it. Now we have, we like our bond counsel. Now we've got the consultant that they work with on a routine basis to help us with the project.
Good example, you know, y'all know I was at Ingram High School before here, and those roads and drainage, everything was a wreck at that high school. And Bobby Timpson got that bond passed, and that thing was slick and nice. It was like driving through a war zone, our roads and stuff, until that bond passed and everything, and it's not that.
It really was.
It was terrible.
It was like where they take Jeep to test them.
Yeah. I mean, there was a whole from my ag department that a Volkswagen disappeared in. No, it was bad, but, and now it's slick, and it's one of the best hospitals in the hill country.
And Jolie asked if she should come and make a presentation, and I told her she's already spent too much of her time on the road, and she pays her own expenses. So I told her I would present it, so that we can move forward with it. So with that, I'll make a motion that we approve the contract. So I made the motion. Pardon?
I just need to include, I've made all the changes for the detailing the payment. I just need to include who the county wants to designate as representatives with authority to act respect to the project. So this has, I don't know if you need it to be one or two of you. Those maybe the two of you who've been working with the capital improvement committee.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
And then do you just want me to put the contact number for Jody if they want to get in touch with you? Okay.
Can you define what you just said?
The-
To act?
You
said to act.
Well,
So
it's
how are we defining this?
They coordinate, they tell us information, they need to know who to contact, tell us.
But she said and to act, so what is that gonna
I don't really know that they would do anything without coming back to y'all to make a decision that binds the county.
mean? So is
But
that
the-
the action, or to present it to Commissioners Court, or what?
I don't know.
That just seems vague to me.
The language in the contract just says the county designates so-and-so as its representative authorized to act on its behalf with respect to the project.
But is that our language?
That is our language, so answer questions.
Did they get the word out?
Make contact.
Or
Okay.
put represent instead, I mean, would that work?
Well, the
As
CIP
rep-
always comes back here, and,
I know.
Bishop Leslie will come back here just like we have.
I'll take out authorized to act on its behalf and just put as its representatives with respect to the project.
The court does the action. Okay, so we've got a motion and a second. Any other discussion? Those in favor, raise your hand. 5-0. Okay, let's quickly move through the approval agenda. We have 2.1, which is to pay the bills.
Yes, invoices for today's consideration.
total $1,240,344.28.
I move for approval.
I'll second it. So we've got a motion by Commissioner Blue, I seconded, to pay the bills as presented. Is there any discussion? Those in favor, raise your hand. Unanimous 5-0. 2.2, budget amendments. This is a little bit different format this time, I understand.
That's correct. We have 7 adjustments overall. The first 3 are payroll, just taking care of some house cleaning items, and the next 4 are operating account. So it'll be to prepare us to get to the end of the year.
Move for approval.
Second. Okay. Commissioner Blue moved and Commissioner Gibson seconded, approving the budget amendments as presented. And so the public knows what we're talking about. We have a number of pages because this is the fiscal year in adjustments to comply with our budget requirements. So is there any other discussion? Those in favor, raise your hand. Unanimous 5-0. Late bills.
There are not any.
Auditor reports.
There are not any.
Very good. Then we'll move on to monthly reports.
Yeah. For August 2021, payroll approval report, County Treasurer Tracy Sullivan. Constable monthly report, Constable 1, Tommy Rodriguez. Constable 2, Kyle Snyder. Constable 3, Tim Wilkie. Constable 4, Brad Ryder. Fines, judgments, and jury fees collected, JP1, Mitzi French. JP2, J.R. Spawn. JP3, Kathy Mitchell. JP4, Bill Ragsdale. Environmental Health, OSFF, Director Ashley Batters. Auditor Anthony Shelton, and District Clerk Dawn Lance. I move for approval.
Second.
Motion by Commissioner Harris, second by Commissioner Blue to approve the monthly reports as presented. Any discussion? Those in favor, raise your hand. Unanimous 5-0. Court orders.
Yes, the court orders from August 23rd, numbers 38884 through 38926, and from our August 26th meetings, court order 38927. Recommend corrections to 2 of them on 38886, which add the language with understanding that this is the last year that the plan will be offered to retirees. It's a bit of an important one, I thought. It's more informative. And then on court order 38903, it's approved that Charlie Hastings be nominated and recommended to be a voting member of Region 11, Republican Region Flood Planning Group. Slight modification for wording there. With those 2 changes, motion to approve.
Second.
Motion by Commissioner Wright, seconded by Commissioner Harris to approve the court orders as revised and presented here in court today. Any discussion? Those in favor, raise your hand. Unanimous 5-0. Information agenda 3.1, status reports from department heads. Yes, sir.
Good morning. I just needed to advise the court on an incident that we had last week. It was Thursday. We responded, one of our animal control officers responded to an early morning call. Somebody was arrested, and we take what we call protective custody of any animal that they have with them. This individual had a dog, so the animal control officer went to the location, picked up the dog, placed it in a crate, put it in the back of the truck, and left. Ended up at the shelter, went to the back of the truck, the tailgate was down, and there was no crate or dog in the back of the truck. So once we found this out, we launched a search for the animal in between the areas where he had been. Thanks to the sheriff, provided some of his staff, deputies, and we did an extensive search. I will say this does have a happy ending. Sheriff assigned an investigator that assisted me with figuring out exactly what happened, which we did. Turns out that the tailgate was actually left open when he departed the scene. I contacted the owner of the missing animal on Friday around 3:30, and he did advise that he had his dog back, uninjured. He does not live here, but he does have his dog back. Everything is okay. I wanted to thank the sheriff for all the help that he provided in this. I wanted to thank Kerrville Pets Alive because I notified them and they had people looking as well. And I wanted to assure the court that I am going to take action to remedy this. I'm going to be doing a review of our procedures whenever we do pick these animals up, see if there's anything we can improve on to keep this from happening again. So that's what I'll be looking at this week to try to prevent anything like that from happening. But it was a good team effort that we had between us and the Sheriff's Office and Kerrville Pets Alive and other citizens in looking for this animal. So it was a mistake by our department, and luckily it turned out the way it did. But we'll be figuring out how to not have this happen again.
Well, what I would say, Reagan, is we understand that this was an inadvertent incident and mistakes happen. And the other thing that I would like to acknowledge is the good Samaritan that found the crate and returned the dog to the owner. We appreciate the public's support and understanding as we have to deal with issues such as this. And it was, as I understand, did we ever find out how the injured person was doing in the hospital?
Yes, they did not make it, sir.
It was a fatal vehicular accident. And apparently, I think he had a relative that was following him.
Yes,
intoxicated, arrested for DWI, and we had to take possession of the dog. That's how all this happened. So.
Correct. Just so the public knows that, yeah, the owner of the dog was arrested for DWI, and that's why they took custody of him. But you know, hats off to Reagan and them. You know, we found the dog. I just wish the owner would have called us instead of Reagan calling him. You know, I had several people assigned to it. I believe the dog was released to the owner about 10 a.m. and about 4 p.m. we were still looking. I was visiting with Commissioner Les about that time, and Reagan got hold and let him know the dog was found. It saved us about 6 hours time.
But we understand these things happen.
Yes.
But we really appreciate the way the departments work together, offices work together. Yes, and we appreciate the help of the public too. Okay. Any other department head reports? And let's move on to elected officials. The elected official reports.
Real quick, folks. Talking about Dr. Templeton, yeah, and I told y'all earlier, I don't like thanking a group of people because you always forget somebody. But I need to thank Dr. Templeton during the storm. He opened up the cafeteria where we personally took about 50 cots over there one night. I need to thank him. Also, the Methodist Church opened up their church, and we housed people during the storm also. But I want to thank both of them.
Good morning. I just wanted to report that I attended the fall conference of the County and District Clerk Association last week between Wednesday and Friday. District Clerk Don Wentz was also there. And I believe there's a new fee that's going to be charged on civil cases, both in district and county level. $20 fee, and I believe it's going to be for county facility or court facility. I have to double check, but I'm going to come back to the court with a full report on stuff. So I thought that would be interesting or good information for y'all to know with the, the bond thing coming up. There's going to be a new fee to help with that. So.
Thank you. Any other elected official reports? No?
Nope.
Okay, 3.3, status reports and liaison officers. We're going to call you first,
I'm overburdened.
You have some calls to make. You have to call and make appointments. I want to thank the Historical Society. Bunny's always on top of things. Just pleasant to see you.
Right.
Always nice. They do a good job, so.
Any others?
I think the judge was there as well. I know he was there. They were both awesome last week at the tax legislative conference, which was actually, I thought it was one of the better ones because they had some programs out. I think that one was about the American Rescue Plan and some of that stuff, which was interesting. Was there, and we talked briefly about with the TIDC Oversight Committee meeting last Friday, and it was hosted by Medina County, and their new courthouse annex. It was quite interesting. I didn't know to Shuhart that their Commission's courtroom was not large enough for the number of attendees we usually have at ours, even though it was very, very nice. But he said they don't get a whole lot of people at their courtroom, but we do. He said, we frequently have quite a few here. But the meeting went well, and what we will be bringing back on our next agenda is to give you a little insight. There's some additional, we've all heard about the Lone Star program, from the governor arresting people. They're looking at trying to hire the state hiring attorneys to prosecute the illegal aliens that are crossing, mostly for misdemeanor charges, and they're looking at using the PDO offices to do that, and also they're looking at some mental health assistance in that area. So there's some new grants and things we may be looking at for more details.
I see some wrinkled brows out there, not understanding exactly what we're talking about. Let's clarify what the Lone Star.
It's the governor's Lone Star program.
Yeah, and what that is I think I mentioned some months back that a bunch of us were asked to go to Del Rio to meet with the governor about the undocumented immigrant problem that we have on the border. And we did that, and he announced at that time this Lone Star program, which has been implemented in 43 counties. And that is, they declared a state of disaster, which has the effect of enhancing certain crimes that are committed. Instead of being a class B misdemeanor, criminal trespass, aggravated criminal trespass, I think it goes up to a class A, I think that's right, is it, or something like that? Enhances the potential.
Sorry, I wasn't even listening to that part.
Well, anyway, what the governor's doing is trying to, the people that trespass, cut fences, and cross people's land are to be arrested. And once they're arrested, they have the right to an attorney. And so the governor is working with TIDC, Texas Indigent Defense Commission, to work with the individual regional PDOs, public defender's offices, to provide the representation for the accused in those situations. And there will be special grants coming from the governor's office to pay for the PDO services that are being provided.
Are we one of the 43 counties?
No.
Okay, I just wanted to.
We haven't had that big problem. I mean, it's a problem, but we haven't had it like they have on the border. And most of those are border counties.
The counties, the two main counties are out of Alberta and Katy, where most of the rest of things are.
Kimball's, and also.
Well, it comes up 41. You go from Valverde and Kenny to Real, Edwards, and then
I think Edwards was included.
Yeah, Edwards is included.
Anyway, it's something that'll be up on our next agenda.
My perplexed look was because I'm thinking this involves money.
Yep.
And where's that money ain't gonna come from the federal government, that's for sure.
It's coming from the government. These are his
So
funds.
that makes more sense.
And it really is an efficient use of assets that we have. That PDO is a great asset. We able to use them to handle that situation without burdening those counties individually. So, did you have anything else you wanted to add, Don?
No.
Okay. With that, we're going to adjourn the public meeting and go into executive session. But I need to have some determinations from the court because we're going to talk about contract negotiations, which means that we have to have a unanimous vote that deliberating in open meeting will have a detrimental effect on the position of the Commissioners Court in negotiations with the third person. So, we have a motion, I'll make a motion, that it would be detrimental for us to talk about how we're going to negotiate with these people in public. We can talk about it in private so we get a better deal. So with that, those in favor, raise your hand. We have a unanimous vote, which is required. Then I have to have a written determination that the deliberation in open meeting will have a detrimental effect on the position of the Commissioners Court in negotiation, which comes from County Attorney.
Yes, and I sent that email to you.
Okay.
Okay.
Right here in my hand. Okay, so with that, we will adjourn the public meeting. And I think we have a couple of items on the executive agenda. Let me read them out so people know what we're going to be talking about. 4.1A is consultation with the county attorney on litigation update. And 4.3A is to consider, discuss, and take appropriate action regarding potential leasing of county facility and real estate, and that's that juvenile probation board. That's what we're gonna be talking about.
And
One more part.
4.5.
And 4.5, which will be,
The contract.
contract for the Cook County website. Those are the three items we'll be discussing in executive session. So we're adjourned to public meeting. It is 12:24, and we come out of executive session. We have two matters to take up for action. 4.3A, which is consider, discuss, and take appropriate action regarding potential leasing of county facility real estate.
Judge, I make a motion to appoint a committee for our policy regarding the sale or lease of county property in relation to the juvenile detention facility. And we would appoint yourself, Mr. Gibson, and Jason Davis.
Second.
Okay, motion by Commissioner Left, second by Commissioner Blue, to designate myself, Jason Davis, and Beth Gibson as the committee regarding our policy, our leasing policy. Any discussion? Those in favor, raise your hand. Unanimous, 5-0.
Did you hear your name? He's out.
His ears were
Go
burning.
ahead, Jason.
Been here the whole time.
You just got designated.
Congratulations.
Good job.
The next item we have is 4.5, which is the Commissioners Court will consider, discuss, and take appropriate action to award the contract for Kirk County website design.
Yes, I make a motion that we use the Lara company, the local company, to design our website for Kirk County.
Second.
Motion's been made by Commissioner Harris, seconded by Commissioner Blue, to award the contract for Kirk County web design to Alara. That's Clinton Morris's company.
Yes.
And that is per the
Proposal.
proposal,
Yeah.
with the dollar amount set.
Okay, any discussion? Those in favor, raise your hand. Unanimous, 5-0. That is all we have on the agenda. We are now adjourned.